hook, milk dies in days. Cheese survives for years. But here's the question. Would you trust your survival to a wheel of cheese? Comment your answer below. Cheese is not just food. It is survival. The ancient art of turning fragile milk into something eternal. For thousands of years, it has saved villages from famine, sustained armies on the march, and created cultures around its wheels. Yet one mistake in this process, too much heat, the wrong cut, a failed aging, and thousands of liters of milk are lost forever. Today, cheese is art, science, and survival combined. But the real question is, can this tradition endure the future? Everything begins with milk. Pure, warm, alive. Cows graze on green fields. Farmers collect the white liquid that spoils within hours. Without care, it turns sour, deadly. Ancient people discovered a secret. Milk could be transformed, stretched beyond its fragile life. But purity was everything. One dirty bucket, one sick cow, and the process failed. So let me ask you, if your life depended on milk lasting through winter, would you dare trust raw milk? Or would you fight to turn it into cheese? Here, the miracle begins. Enzymes called rennet and invisible bacteria transform milk into curds. The fragile liquid thickens, quivers, solidifies. This is the heartbeat of cheese. But it is fragile. Too warm, and the bacteria die. Too cold, and they sleep. The window is razor thin. One error, and the milk is lost. Now imagine standing over a vat of thousands of liters, knowing that one mistake would waste it all. Could you carry that risk?
You must be more gentle with the curds. Your cuts are too rough.
I am trying.
The curd is cut. Steel knives slice through the soft mass, separating curds from whey. Every cut decides the destiny of the cheese. Too fine, and it dries into stone. Too rough, and it collapses into rot. Cheesemakers say, this is where you can ruin everything with one stroke. Each movement is life or death for the wheel. Would your hands stay steady, or would they tremble? Now the waiting begins. Deep underground, in damp stone cellars, wheels rest in darkness. Time, mold, and microbes wage war across their surfaces. Some wheels become legends. Parmigiano, Roquefort, Cheddar. Others collapse into rot. Every wheel is a gamble. Every wheel a survival story, written in silence. If you walked into a cellar of 10,000 wheels, would you smell treasure or disaster? Heat rises, wage rains, pressure builds. Wooden presses groan as curds are forced into shape. The cheese begins to harden, fragile liquid becoming fortress. Press too little and it crumbles. Press too much and it cracks. A perfect balance or destruction. Think about this. Could you handle the weight of survival pressing down in your hands?
This is what happens when you don't listen to me.
I did what you told me to do.
Salting, the shield, 8 o'clock to 9:30. Moi lop giap bauve, voa ku voa hai. Salt enters, protector. Flavor, killer. Rubbed, soaked, or brined. Salt preserves and transforms. Without it, cheese rots. With too much, it burns the tongue. This is the shield. It holds back decay. It guards the wheel. But shields can fail. So tell me, if you had to choose between too little salt and too much, which risk would you take? Cheese was never just food. It was wealth, trade, celebration. Medieval festivals crowned winners with giant wheels. Monks guarded recipes as sacred secrets. Nations identified themselves by their cheese. Swiss, French, Italian, English. Cheese united villages, fueled armies, and inspired kings. It carried culture across centuries. Which cheese do you think deserves the title? The wheel that built a civilization. But what about tomorrow? Climate change dries the grass, sickens cows, floods fields. Demand for cheese grows, but milk becomes fragile again. Factories turn to biotechnology, crafting cheese without cows, with microbes in steel vats.
That's not a
Will tradition survive?
We have to agree
Or
on
will
this.
cheese as we know it vanish, replaced by synthetic wheels? And here's the question for you. Would you eat a cheese made not by cows, but by computers? From milk that spoils in days to wheels that last for years, cheese is survival frozen in time. It is fragility turned into strength, fear turned into flavor, death turned into life. But its future is uncertain. Will it endure, or will it be lost? If you've stayed with me until now, comment. Wheel of Survival, so I know you are part of this journey. And subscribe to 360 Global Process.